competitive, merit-based grant for international education exchange for scholars, academics, professionals, and even artists. Fulbright program was founded by United States Senator J. William Fulbright in 1946. Under the Fulbright program, competitively selected U.S. citizens may become eligible for scholarships to teach, conduct research, or both combined by exercising their talents abroad. So here in the picture, you can see when the Fulbright started, there is a photo of Dr. Joseph Withy, Associate Professor of English from East Carolina College in Greenville, North Carolina, who attended a Fulbright program in Burma at that time in 1960 until June 1961. And you can also see how we have a recent U.S. scholar, Linda Chamberlain, adjunct professor at the University of Alaska, who attended recently 2014-2016 Fulbright Arctic Scholarship Program. So just to show you how the Fulbright program has been alive for 72 years, was very successful, and it is the belief that this program would be an essential vehicle to promote peace and mutual understanding between individuals, institutions, and future leaders, wherever they may be. So this is, they exchange experiences, exchange knowledge and skills. As much as the U.S. scholars learn from this opportunity, their counterpart, their colleagues abroad learn from them as well. The Fulbright U.S. Scholar Program is active in like 160 countries, but the program is very successful, and I can show you in the next slide. We have the Fulbright scholar in alumni in numbers. Let's say, for example, we have so many alumni since 1946. There have been 380,000 plus alumni that attended the program, whereas annually we send about 800 U.S. scholars worldwide, and there are 160 participating countries. There have been so many heads of states and governments. There have been Nobel Prize recipients and Pulitzer Prize recipients, MacArthur Fellows, and many of them have received Presidential Medal of Freedom. So when I mentioned the heads of state, like for example, there is the current president of Croatia who was a Fulbrighter. So she attended the Fulbright visiting scholar program, which is for foreign leaders to come to the United States and conduct research or teach at the U.S. institutions. So we're going to talk about the core Fulbright U.S. Scholar Program. The program, like I said, is active in more than 125 countries. It supports teaching or research or both combined for from 3 to 12 months, and is a combination of many different awards, and is for faculty, academics, and professionals in different fields or disciplines. So some awards offer opportunities for all disciplines, and some offer specific awards with their proposed projects. The competition for 2019-2020, as you know, launched in March, and we are just now started. And just to clarify, the award means the opportunity, whereas the grant means the funding that you will receive. So the application deadline is August 1st, 2018, and the vast majority of the host institutions are education institutions, but they may also include universities, museums, research centers, labs, government institutions, and so on. But however, just to keep in mind that the host institutions cannot be for-profit institutions. The next slide, we're going to talk about the eligibility for U.S. scholar programs. First of all, keep in mind it is very important the first requirement is that you are a U.S. citizen, because this is a bilateral program that the person attending the program, the scholar that will go and represent the Fulbright program, will also represent the United States. The second requirement is the degree is as required by the award. Keep in mind there are so many awards, and 400 plus awards, and each award has different requirements in terms of the whether they require PhD or other terminal degrees. Many awards are open to applicants with master's and or professional or academic experience. So the Fulbright U.S. Scholar Program has evolved during the years, so it is open also to professionals and artists outside academia with recognized standing and substantial accomplishments. Every award is different in terms of requirements for whether it's teaching or research. So some awards may require teaching experience. And also keep in mind, like we discussed, Fulbright program is evolving over time and is adjusting to the new needs, because Fulbright is on a great demand, and therefore there are new policies on previous Fulbright Scholar grants recipients, and the waiting periods between the Fulbright Scholar grantees can be 2 years. So you can get, there's no limit to how many Fulbright programs you can receive. The next slide, we can talk about Europe and Eurasia. So Europe and Eurasia is the largest regional program within the Fulbright Scholar Program, and it offers unique awards spanning from Iceland to Azerbaijan, UK to Kosovo, and many other countries. As the Bologna process shapes higher education across Europe, now is an exceptionally exciting time to collaborate with colleagues at European institutions of higher education. Applicants can propose to teach, research, or pursue a combination of teaching and research at some of the best universities in Europe. Europe and Eurasia offers a diverse range of opportunities, from multi-country opportunities, which we're going to talk about later, and in the European Union, to discipline-specific awards such as migration studies, STEM opportunities, early career, and we even have opportunities or an option for flex, which means you can stay at different times up to 2 months to pursue your grant. A Fulbright grant in Europe and Eurasia will enable you to contribute to the rapidly changing landscape of higher education. So keep that in mind. We have also a designated regional webpage for Europe and Eurasia. If we can go to the next slide, I can actually, Mary would like to talk to you about the multi-country opportunities. Mary Rolfe, would you like to tell us more about these opportunities?
Yeah, hi guys. So the really cool thing about these multi-country opportunities that we have is that this is an opportunity for you to go on a Fulbright and not just visit one country, but visit 2 different countries. So the first thing we have are 2 European Union awards. Both of these awards allow for you to visit 1 or 2 countries within the EU. So these are EU membership countries, not just countries within Europe. So that is one big difference to keep in mind. More so going to talk about the similarities between these 2 awards. So they are open to a wide range of disciplines. You'll find within the awards description what specific disciplines they're open to. Another really cool feature about these is that you're studying the relationship with the U.S. has with the EU. So you're really, really focusing on different policies and different processes that affect the EU and the U.S. So within exclusively Europe, we have a Spain-Greece Joint Teaching and Research Award. So this is an opportunity for you to visit both Spain and Greece. And then another award we have that not only is within Europe, but it also actually is coincides with North Africa, is the Morocco-Spain Joint Teaching and Research Award. So this, you'll be in 2 different world regions, actually, and you'll be able to visit both Morocco and Spain on a grant with the discipline of your choosing.
Thank you, Mary Rolf. So let's move on to Western Europe highlights, because there's so many awards in the Western Europe and so many countries that are represented in the Fulbright U.S. Scholar Program. We just want to highlight few of the opportunities. So like for the United Kingdom, we have the Fulbright University of Manchester Distinguished Chair in Humanities that offer opportunity to teach and conduct research within the University of Manchester's Faculty of Humanities. So this is an opportunity to contribute to the intellectual life of the host university through seminars, public lectures, and curriculum development. Then there is another different opportunity at the Fulbright Scotland Visiting Professorship at the Glasgow School of Arts. So this is to conduct research and contribute to the life in the host university through seminars, public talks, and curriculum development at the Glasgow School of Arts. It is open to all level of scholars, so this is important, and it is open even to including early career, and PhD is not required. So the focus disciplines are architecture, contemporary art, design, and digital visualization. There is another highlight that with the development of technology and the cyber security, there is an opportunity to conduct this at the UK, designed to enable academic or professional experts in cybersecurity to conduct research, pursue professional development, and or assess best practices at any UK institution. So keep in mind, it's not limited to one institution. So at any UK institution for a period of 3 to 6 months. It is open to all level of scholars, including early career. And PhD or other terminal degrees are not required. Then there is a very good opportunity for Fulbright Cancer Research for the UK Scholar Award, an opportunity to enable academic researchers at any stage in their career to pursue cancer research at any accredited higher education institution in the UK. Another great opportunity is the U.S. Friends of Queen's University of Belfast visiting professorship in Northern Ireland. It is an opportunity for distinguished chairs, and this award covers a 6-month appointment to research in all disciplines and contribute to the academic life of the university. Let's move to Belgium, where there is this opportunity for NATO security studies. So just you can see the variety of disciplines offered in Europe. The successful candidate will spend 1 semester in researching or teaching on transatlantic security studies at the College of Europe. So PhD is required. Grant is 5 months for research or teaching and research. France, Fulbright Tocqueville Distinguished Chair. It's a 6-month opportunity for distinguished chairs to reinforce collaborative research between the U.S. and France in all fields of study. So grantees will be invited as guest teachers and researchers at a French host university. So the other award in France that I would like to highlight is the Haute de France Regional Award. It welcomes all level of scholars, including early career. Keep that in mind, for up to 12 months in the hard and social sciences as well as humanities, including planet, health, and intelligence issues. So there are other multidisciplinary projects, including humanities and involving cross-cutting fields in biology and health, food, physics, chemistry, and material sciences. What about Netherlands? Also, Netherlands offers teaching award for the grant must be 50% of the grant activity. The applicant must offer at least 1 substantial course to graduate students, master's or PhD, during the time there. Let's continue to other parts of Europe. Let's move to Spain for a bit. Spain offers opportunities in computer sciences at Universitat de Murcia. So you can do teaching at the graduate level in new technologies of computer science degree program. This master program currently holds a European-wide quality certification. So it's a great opportunity. Then there is an opportunity in another discipline. There is medicine at Universitat de Murcia, the same university. Offers teaching at postgraduate level in the Masters of Public Health program. So the scholar will be invited to present the research in seminars and attend research seminars led by the School of Medicine professors. What about Italy? Italy is also offering some great opportunities like the Fulbright Lectureship in Sustainability and Circular Economy at the University of Bologna. This is an exciting opportunity to teach and research at Italy's oldest university. Keep that in mind. The grant is 3 to 6 months. Scholars must have at least 3 years of teaching experience. Then the Fulbright Lectureship in Italian American Studies at the University of Calabria. This is a teaching and research opportunity in the southern Italian city of Calabria. Scholars in the fields of Italian studies, English lit, anthropology, folklore, cinema, and other disciplines are welcomed and encouraged to apply. Just to keep in mind that all of these awards that we mentioned, some of them require letters of invitations and some do not. However, we encourage that you still seek a letter of invitation. And even though for Italy this is not required, we still recommend that you do so. Germany offers opportunities for all disciplines award. And this open to academics, disciplines of political science, journalism, communication, media, and conflict resolution are welcome. Then we have the European Union awards that are Fulbright Schumann European Union Affairs Program. Then we have the Fulbright Schumann Innovation Award. All these listed here are part of the EU program, and we encourage you that you have all the numbers of particular specific awards, and you can look them up if you're interested. So this opportunity is given also for the Fulbright Schumann Chair at the College of Europe in Belgium, and then Fulbright Schumann Postdoc Award at the European University Institute in Florence, Italy. So let's continue to other parts of Europe. Mary, do you want to talk about the Northern Europe highlights?
So we'll start talking about Finland. So again, by no means are all of the awards that we have on this presentation the only awards that we offer in Europe. There are many, many, many awards, over 260 in Europe alone. Of grants that we offer. So just keep that in mind that we're just highlighting a few today for you to check out in the catalog of awards. So the first award for Finland that we're going to talk about is the Fulbright Henken Distinguished Chair in Business and Economics. And so this is a research-intensive business school, the Henken School of Economics, and it has a program portfolio covering the whole range from bachelor's in science to PhD and executive education. The chair for this award will conduct research in the area of specialization, so whatever specialization they have in the STEM fields, or in business, and contribute to Henken's knowledge dissemination to academia and the corporate world, and or teach in Henken's degree programs and executive education. The second award we have is the Fulbright VTT Grant in Science, Technology, and Innovation. So this is your STEM award. This grant offers a unique opportunity for international research collaboration on a broad range of current issues in the STEM field. The grantee will undertake research at VTT, and this project will be based on either current projects already at VTT, or you can propose your own brand new project. This grant is awarded for visits of 4 to 6 months. So that's a really great idea in that you can collaborate ahead of time with any colleagues that you may establish at the Fulbright VTT, or you can propose your brand new project. So moving on to Iceland, the Polar Law Award. And I'm going to totally butcher this name. Peter Rauchi would be so upset with me, my colleague that works on the Iceland program. The University of Akureyri seeks a scholar with competence to teach in the Polar Law program. This is a master's level program, and potentially some teaching at the undergraduate level as well. Precise teaching duties will be agreed upon in cooperation with the scholar and the university based on their experience and how long they're going to be over there. So next we have Norway, the Roving Scholar in American Studies. So as a grantee, what you're going to be doing is serving as a roving specialist in the study of the United States. The scholar is going to make a one-time visit to lower secondary schools, which would be students ages 14 to 16, or upper secondary schools, which are going to be 16 to 18-year-olds, and educate people in conferences and give up-to-date information on important issues in American society. The aim is to give teachers of English an opportunity to interact with an American colleague and to let students practice their English, confront an American with some ideas about the U.S., and experience American teachers' approach to teaching. So really with this award, you're trying to familiarize people in Norway with America. Then in Sweden, we have the Fulbright Uppsala University Chair in American Studies. So this is another American Studies focused award. With this, you're going to be teaching one introductory course for undergraduates, as well as a more specialized course for seniors or graduate students, or both, in your area of expertise. The Distinguished Chair will also give an inaugural lecture during the year, and they will have opportunities to give lectures at other Swedish universities and outside of Sweden. These are available and also encouraged. The Distinguished Chair will also participate in collaborative research with the department faculty. So this is really a great award if you'd like to really get involved with the university in many different levels and inside and outside of Sweden.
Thank you, Mary Rolf. And if we can move on to Austria, the beautiful Austria, there are opportunities for the Fulbright IMC University of Applied Sciences CREMS visiting professor. This is a wonderful opportunity because it's flexible combination of teaching and research. It is open to all level of scholars, including early career, 4 months in these preferred disciplines like business administration, economics, environmental sciences, and public administration. Hungary also offers wonderful opportunities like the Fulbright Szent István University. You can do teaching, research, or teaching for 4.5 months in Szent István University, which is considered Hungary's flagship university in life sciences. It consists of 8 different faculties for studies and research, hosting nearly 50,000 students. So it's quite a big university. Disciplines for this award that are preferred are agriculture, economics, engineering, and environmental sciences, and it is open to all level of scholars. The Fulbright Esterházy Scholar Grant. It offers an opportunity for up to 2 grants in teaching or teaching research combined for 4 months at Esterházy Karolyi University in Hungary, open to all levels of scholars. Then we can move on to Poland. They also offer an opportunity for Distinguished Chair in Humanities and Social Sciences at Adam Mickiewicz University. The award holder will be expected to teach 1 regular course for undergraduate or graduate students, as well as a more specialized seminar for PhD students in one of the humanities and social sciences academic units at the Faculty of English, Adam Mickiewicz University. The Distinguished Chair will be encouraged to give talks at other parts of university, as well as participate in collaborative research with other scholars. Teaching or Teaching Research Award is intended for eminent scholars with an excellent record of publications in their respective fields. So this is, the candidate should hold a PhD in the humanities or social sciences for this award. What about Slovenia? Slovenia also has an all discipline award. However, the preferred disciplines are American literature, communication, economics, engineering, journalism, law, and it is typically one semester. They rarely would offer a year-long opportunity, academic year opportunity. So these are just some of the awards, as Mary Rolfe mentioned. So there are more and more opportunities for you to explore. And Mary Rolfe, you would like to tell us more about the other opportunities?
All right, so we're going to move on over to Eastern Europe and Eurasia. So we've got a bunch of different awards here. And again, by no means are these all of the countries represented in Eastern Europe and Eurasia. So the first is Azerbaijan. So this is an all disciplines award. A lot of times what you'll find with these Eastern European countries or some of the countries in Eurasia is a lot of them will say all disciplines. But then within them, they're going to definitely have some different discipline preferences or specialization preferences even. With this Azerbaijan award, your teaching could include anything from co-teaching to guest lecturing to workshops and to seminars. The grantee is going to be expected to teach at the undergraduate, graduate levels, advise students, assist with faculty and curriculum development, supporting students, conducting research. There's a lot of different options with this award and a lot of different flexibility within it. You also have the ability to flex this award. So what that means is that you have the ability to visit this country more than once. So 2 to 3 times you can go back to Azerbaijan. This is really great for somebody who isn't able to take a full semester or academic year off, or if somebody whose research or teaching really dictates the need to go at a certain time of the year, and so maybe you need to return. You have to wait until the fall of the following year as well to return. Another really interesting thing about this Azerbaijan award is that the letter of invitation is optional, and the reason why it's optional for this specific award is because the embassy over in Azerbaijan wants you to actually be flexible with your host institution placement. They really want to work with different institutions outside of the capital and want scholars to have the flexibility in where they're going to go. So with the next award, this is also an all disciplines award, but this one's in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So this is, again, a pretty open award as far as you might be doing some guest lecturing, some public transportation presentations, organizing workshops, different things like that. They might want you to consult on curriculum or program development and do any sort of thesis advising or faculty training. You also have the ability to conduct research. There is a shorter list of preferred disciplines than, for instance, this Azerbaijan award. So that's really great if you're looking for something to kind of really narrow down your search. Preference is given in this award to proposals that will contribute to the educational, economic, social, civil, or legal reconstruction of Bosnia and Herzegovina, to the rebuilding of physical and institutional infrastructure, or to a greater understanding of the United States. So those are really good things to focus on if you're applying to Bosnia and Herzegovina. So for Latvia, we have 2 different awards. The first one is distinctly called the Sciences. With this, any awards in Latvia actually, with the award description, they have set institutions that you may choose from, and those institutions that you go to are based off of your specialization. And so the disciplines for this include computer science, engineering, mathematics, physics, and astronomy. And this is a teaching-only award So you have the ability to affiliate with 5 different institutions in the Sciences Award. For the second award that we have for Latvia, Economics or Business Administration, you have the ability to affiliate with 6 different universities. So of one of those 6 universities you can choose to affiliate with based on your specialization. And the specializations in these awards descriptions get as specific as saying if you do social networks PR. So that's a really great way to also, again, narrow down your search if you're intimidated by the breadth of the catalog of awards. Really search for those keywords when you're filtering. Another award is an All Disciplines Award in Moldova. So the really cool thing about this award is that a PhD is not required. By no means is a PhD required for all awards, but a lot of times you will run into the fact that a lot of these scholar grants require a PhD. Moldova is not one of them. It's open also to academics and professionals. So if you are a professional without a PhD, this is an awesome opportunity for you to look into. What you're going to do is teach at a higher education institution. That'll be a university level master's. And you're going to teach in your area of specialization. And like the other awards beforehand, you might assist in curriculum design, program development, and you might also do some conferences and seminars and workshops, whatever the need of the university really is and whatever you piques your interest. And the next award, and we're going to move on over to Russia, is a Distinguished Chair in Agricultural Technology and Education. So what you're going to do here is lead an advanced one-semester seminar in English for Russian American and French students. Again, you're teaching in English. All of the students are going to have an advanced level of English, which is a benefit to you if you don't know any Russian. It's a 1-month course in agricultural technology that rotates through 3 professors in a semester. So you'll be one of those professors. And you're also going to give a series of general lectures in English for the wider student body. And for that, you'll be assisted by an interpreter. And so this is really great as far as an award goes. If you have, you're an established academic, you've been in the field for a really long time, but maybe you don't know Russian, but you're really up to date on agricultural technology and education. And lastly, for Eastern Europe, Eurasia, we have Ukraine. So this is the education award that they have. It's a teaching-only award, and they're only looking for people that specialize in education or TEFL. This has a lot of specializations attached to this award that include anything from educational administration to psychometrics to special education to development and fundraising. So this is a really great award if you specifically work in teaching and education. Okay. And so now we're going to go into, we've concluded kind of our brief highlights of all of the awards that we have in Europe. And we want to start to talk to you about how do you choose an award? What awards are going to work for you? What are the types of awards that we have, so you know specific examples, but we're going to kind of bring it back out and then talk about how you literally apply. So what application materials you need, different things like that. So the first thing, which we've touched on a little bit, is this flex option. So flexing is something that has to do with grant links. It's designed for scholars who require multiple visits to a host country over short segments of time, so maybe 2 to 3 months of time. When you are submitting for a flex grant, you need to make sure that your project statement includes a timeline that is very specific, that you're showing that you've done your research, you're proving, you're justifying why you need to go to this country multiple times, and you know exactly what you're going to do in the 2-month span, and then the second time you go, you know what you're going to do during those 4 months then that you'll be over there. Flex grantees are especially encouraged to make contact with the local community. developing long-term connections and collaborations. This is because you're going to be going over there multiple times and you don't want to lose all the progress that you've made the first time you go over there. You want to make sure that you're continuing that. So building a strong network overseas beforehand and during your grants is going to be great. Again, Flex grants aren't available in all countries. Right now we have them in about 63 countries, but make sure that you look in the awards description if it's possible for you to flex one of your awards. So the next thing is there are different awards that we have that you may want to apply to that are dictated by what stage you're at in your career. We have postdoc awards, we have early career awards, and we have distinguished chair. So postdoc awards are for anybody that is within 5 years of having received their PhD degree. If you have had your PhD for 6 years, you're not eligible for a postdoc award. You can look for anything other than a postdoc award and probably not a distinguished chair either. Early career awards are a little step above the postdoc awards in experience level. We have mid-career awards. A lot of the descriptions for the different awards, though, might just be pretty open-ended and say open to anything except early career, something like that. Distinguished chair is the total opposite end of the spectrum from postdoc awards. Distinguished chair is somebody who has been in the field for usually at least 10 to 15 years. If they have a specific year requirement, they're going to include that in the details of award for distinguished chair. So then we have multi-country opportunities. We've touched on the multi-country opportunities as the first awards slide that we had. These are going to be where you can go either to multiple EU countries, to Spain and Morocco, or to Spain and Greece, perhaps. We have the Global Scholar Award, and this is a separate award in the catalog of awards. The Global Scholar Award requires you to go to 2 different world regions. So you could go to somewhere in Europe and somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa, but you cannot go to Ireland and Greece, okay? So remember, you have to be in 2 different world regions. This is separate from any of the other awards we have talked about today. There will be a separate webinar on the Global Scholar Award later in the summer. You can check on our website for more information about that. And then as a final note on this slide, your home university affiliation is not required. What that means is that you do not necessarily have to be an academic. You do not necessarily currently have to be an academic to apply for this Fulbright Scholar Grant. You could be an artist, you could be any sort of professional, an independent scholar, or you could already be retired. You'll have to look in the awards description to make sure that an award is open to either professionals or to somebody outside of academia. All of that fun phrasing that we use will be available in the awards description to make sure that you're the right fit. And if you ever have any questions about that, feel free to email us. We've included our email at the end of the presentation, so you'll be able to check that out. All right, and we're going to go to the next slide, which is application resources. So we're going to go through this fairly quickly, but again, if you have any questions, feel free to email us. So what we've got is the Fulbright Scholar Program website, and that is right here. It's CIS.org. We have a variety of resources on this website. We have basically anything you could ever think of is on this website somewhere. The most pertinent thing is U.S. scholars. Right now we're talking about core. You can see right here we have information about some separate side information about chair awards, flex awards, the Global Scholar Program, and postdoc awards. But then also, we've got this great page that explains a lot more about eligibility, the application, application guidelines. I use this every day when talking to people. We've got information about teaching awards, research, and then teaching and research, which combines everything from those first 2 columns. We have project statement samples. We have application instructions. So if you're having issues going through your application and you don't know, do I choose this or this? We might have already given you some tips and tricks for how to fill out that application. So check out that PDF. Any information, guidance on page sizing, margins, anything like that will also be in any sort of guidance like this. Bibliography, course syllabi, reference letters. So you're going to need 3 reference letters. Keep that in mind. 3 reference letters plus, if needed, possible language proficiency letter. We've got information about how to establish contacts abroad. So this is under your letter of invitation page. Language proficiency. So not all awards require you to know the native language in whatever country you're going to. If it does require you, or if it doesn't require you to know the language, it's going to say that in the award description. So for example, quite a few of the awards in Europe say, and for example, I just pulled up the Czech Republic Award. And so that says that with language proficiency is only required to the extent of the research that you need to conduct. And so basically what that is saying is just tell us if you need to use English or the host language in your project. If all of your colleagues abroad are English speakers and, for example, you don't know Bosnian, that's okay. All you do is write one sentence in your project statement that says, I can easily complete this research without any sort of language barrier because we will be speaking English in the lab the entire time. If, say, you're an anthropologist and you're going to be doing interviews in remote villages in Bosnia and you don't speak Bosnian, then you'd probably need to say something about, I'm going to hire a translator. So any sort of information like that is required. You may also complete the language self-evaluation or have a native speaker or some sort of teacher of the language conduct a language proficiency exam for you. We also have supplemental materials if you happen to be, for say, like a dance applicant, film studies, any sort of creative writing, something like that. So we'll go right back into the PowerPoint. Right. So again, this presentation is going to be online. We will have a PDF of all of the slides as well as the recording, so you'll be able to click into any of these links that we have. We have webinars, so aside from what I just went over as resources online, you can also hear all of our lovely voices again. So we'll have some different country-specific webinars like Spotlight in France. We'll have the general ones like the Global Award. And then later on in the summer, before applications are due, we're going to have some virtual advising webinars. We're also going to have some application-specific webinars. So something that's going to dive a little bit deeper into this project statement guidance and application instructions. We also have the Fulbright Scholar blog. A lot of these are alumni that are posting about their experiences. Those are always great to read. And then we've got My Fulbright. And so this is a messaging system that you can sign up for so you can receive all of the current news and information that we have to offer about Fulbright. When you sign up, you can also select your areas of interest, where you are in your career, things like that, so you can receive the most pertinent messaging for you. All right. Application components. So we just went over a lot of this stuff already online briefly that I pointed out. You have the application form that's through our website called Embark. You have your project statement. So this is going to be the meat of your application. This is your 3 to 5 pages telling us what you're going to do, why it's important, and how awesome a Fulbright Scholar you can be. Your CV or your resume. So this is going to be 6 pages maximum, 8 pages maximum if you're a distinguished chair. This is going to be showing us what you've done in your career, what makes you qualified to be a Fulbright grantee. Letters of reference. So we do have a little bit of guidance on letters of reference. Specifically, if you're teaching, we need somebody to evaluate you as your actual teaching, different things like that. Additional components, so either your course lines or your syllabi, and these are exclusively for teaching awards. These are really to show the reviewers what kind of teacher you are. You don't need to submit a syllabus that is designed specifically for the class you're going to be teaching abroad. You can submit a syllabus of the class that you've already taught. Bibliography, this is strictly for research awards or teaching/research awards. This is just a list of all of the pertinent research going on in your field, anything that you want people to show that you're well read on this topic already. Language proficiency report, we talked about that. Making sure that you demonstrate your language proficiency if needed. If the award says you need to have a certain level of French proficiency, make sure that either if you're a native, you fill out that self-evaluation. If you are not, then making sure that you find somebody to give you the exam or administer the exam for you. Letter of invitation. So this is a non-binding letter from the host institution that you're looking to affiliate with, and this is them inviting you. Some award descriptions will have specific details saying you need to say what facilities the host institution is offering, as far as do you have desk space, do you have computer access. If you're a postdoc applicant, they might want to know who your advisor overseas might be, different things like that. And then any supplemental materials if you're like an arts writing journalism applicant. Okay, so project statement. Again, we're getting pretty detailed into what all is required for your application. The project statement this is the heart of your application. This is really showing the project specifics. Things that are important to consider in your project statement are answering questions like, why Fulbright? Why do you need a Fulbright grant to accomplish what you want to do? Why can't you accomplish exactly what you're doing at your desk at home? And then also specifically why the country and the institution or the organization that you're being hosted by. Really proving that you've done your research and that you know that this project is not going to be successful if we do it anywhere else. We need to do it here. And then really focus on what you're planning to do. So making sure that you write out really your teaching methods, the goals of your research, showing that you really have a good plan implemented. Then we've got also that you need to include the outcomes of the grant. So it's not necessarily just what you're doing there, but it's what you're going to be doing when you return. So this is going to be the impact on the host long after you're gone, and the impact on your host institution when you do return. And also, it's okay to add that personal touch. You should add that personal touch. So what impact would this grant have on you personally? And then lastly, making sure that you show that you're adaptable. Fulbright grantees almost every single time will write, this is what I proposed, this is what I thought I was going to do, and then I got over there and things totally changed. So really making sure that you're a flexible person, that you can deal with any sort of challenging situation that might come your way is something that's really great that the peer reviewers and everybody that's reading your application is going to be looking for. So again, affiliations and invitations. So I'm going to briefly go over these last couple of slides. With a host institution, again, we have some information, some guidance online on how to establish those contacts. You can also use the international office on your campus. Maybe they have some connections abroad. If they happen to have exchanges or something with a university that you're looking to affiliate with. Using the Fulbright Scholar Directory, so that's a resource actually on our homepage, right beside the Catalog of Awards link, there's a Fulbright Scholar Directory. So you can look up and see what alumni did in the past, where they went to, and maybe emailing them and asking them for some guidance. And then also the award descriptions. So the award descriptions, like I said with Latvia earlier, they already have set institutions that you should be going to, and a lot of times they include contact information for people at those institutions. Again, brief summary. Letters of invitation are non-binding. They're just expressing interest. They should come from the person who you're looking to have as your advisor or your main contact abroad. And then they also should be on university letterhead. Make it look as official as possible. But we do know that these are obviously all scanned. We don't receive paper copies of anything. So whatever digital format they have available. So submitting a competitive application. These are the main points to remember. The goal of the Fulbright program is to promote mutual understanding. We can't say that phrase enough. Making sure that you're bringing something to the table and that you're also willing to share that and making sure that you're willing to receive any information from your host, from your country, from your students, all of that, making sure that you're open and willing. Making sure with this competitive applications, they're going to include their specific interest in the Fulbright program and their host country. So making sure why Fulbright, why here. Also, you want to talk about your professional expertise. You want to make sure that you can prove you've got the track record to really accomplish the project that you're putting forth. Another thing is cultural diplomacy, demonstrating your flexibility and adaptability because things always change. Outcomes, impact, and the multiplier effect. That's another thing that we like to talk about a lot. So making sure that you personally get to benefit, that your home campus is going to benefit, your host is going to benefit, that the Fulbright grant is not the end of collaboration with your university, that it's just the beginning. And then really that you can bring this whole experience back and continue to further internationalize your campus, your curriculum, all of those really awesome things that we talk about as far as disseminating information, sharing information, gaining information, all of that. So really quick, the timeline. So right now it's the spring. The application period just opened in March. It'll be open until August. August 1st is the deadline. Right after August, when we receive all of your amazing applications, we're going to start technically reviewing them. What that means is we're going to make sure that if we say you can have maximum 5 pages on your project statement, that you don't have 6. Then what's going to happen once we clear you, make sure you've got the formatting all right on your application, you included all the things you needed, your application will go to discipline review. So if you submit a project in engineering, your proposal is going to be read by people that also are engineers. Then what's going to happen is the peer review stage. Peer review is, all of these reviewers are former Fulbright grantees. And the way that we organize these committees are actually by the geographical region that you're applying to. A lot of times the exact country that you're applying to. It's not based on discipline. So if you applied to Italy as an engineer, all of the applications to Italy are going to be reviewed by the same panel, whether you're an engineer or a teacher or submitting something in business. And that's going to go all the way through November. Then November through January, sometime between then, you're going to receive an email from us. And that's going to say, yes, your application has passed peer review, or I'm sorry, we regret to inform you that you have not been recommended for further review. If you are recommended for further review, your application will then go to the U.S. embassies and Fulbright commissions abroad. That'll depend on what country you've applied to, whether it's the U.S. embassy or a Fulbright commission. And they're going to be the ones that are really narrowing it down. So they're going to say, we really like these applicants, we're not really that great. These other applications, we don't really want to fund for grants. And then the final stage of approval is going to be from the Foreign Fulbright Scholar Board. That's FFSB for short. They're the ones that give their final stamp of approval. And so anytime February through May are when grantees are finally notified. And then May through June, if you're accepted, you'll be receiving your grant packet. All right, and I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing from me, so I'm going to pass it back to Aphrodita.
Thank you, Mary Rolf. That was very informational, and by now we have all seen the process of the Fulbright U.S. Program application, so that if you are considering applying for the Fulbright Scholar Program, I recommend that you join my Fulbright, the portal, which is at cis2.org. And there you will be receiving all the updates and information that we will be sending to all the potential applicants. If you have any specific questions for the Europe and Eurasia awards that we mentioned here, you can email us at europeeurasia@iie.org, as listed here. And you can always visit our website, which is www.cis.org, to learn more about the Fulbright U.S. Scholar Program. And also you can browse the catalog there, as Mary Rolf showed us earlier. You can always refer your colleagues. If you know anyone that is qualified for all the eligibility requirements that we mentioned earlier, you can always refer a colleague, and there is another process for that, but they would, again, go through the application process. We highly recommend that you stay in touch with us virtually through social media. We have a Facebook page on, it is the Fulbright Program. We are also very active on social media. We have a Twitter page, and we have Instagram, where we always portray our alums, the current grantees, and any successful stories that we come across. Because remember, we have about 800 grantees annually, and we always receive on daily basis success stories, and we all want to share them and tell you how successful the program is on daily basis. So that is all from us in terms of the presentation. We will now go to try to answer some of the questions, great questions, by the way. For example, we received a question about the flex option for a particular country. You can always check when you filter the awards in the awards catalog. You can always check for the flex option under the tab. If Mary, if you could show us, yes, that would be great. So you can always check the grant length at the grant length field, and there you can see if a particular country or a particular award offers the flex option. So again, remember that the flex offers an opportunity to conduct your research or your teaching within several, like visiting the host institution for up to 2 years, but at least you have to stay there for a minimum of 2 months. Then we have another question from great questions. This helps us explain better the program. We, for example, have also a great way of explaining, is there a way to search for previous Fulbright awards in one's discipline, country of choice, or both? Yes, like Mary Rolf showed earlier, there is a directory, Fulbright directory, where there are previous Fulbrighters, and you can certainly look them up and see if they were Fulbrighters in a particular country or the country of interest, and then you can always reach out to them with any questions you might have. Are you allowed to have dual citizenship in the country that you would like to research or teach? Actually, some of the countries, they do not allow for the participants to have dual citizenship, but it is always, remember, it is under the country overview tab. If you could show us, Mary Rolf, under the each particular award, there is a country overview, and there you can see what does the country require if they allow dual citizenship. The next question is about what is the specific allocation for each award. Under the award benefits, there are benefits for each specific award. And there you can, thank you, Maryrol, there you can see what are the benefits for each award. And here we would like to wrap up our discussion, and we will answer your questions later on. Thank you very much for your interest, and looking forward to receiving your questions and also later on your application in the Fulbright U.S. Scholar Program. Have a good day.
Great. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. If we did not get you to your question during the presentation, we'll follow up in an email over the next 2 days.